All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal in Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested, and definitely check out my Patreon link down below in the description where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there. And today's live stream is partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan, but more on that later. And here is why they're doing this. Inventory for Tesla vehicles, Model 3 and Model Y, is still staying high. It's not necessarily going anywhere. It's not dropping. It's not going higher. It's staying at a steady pace in Tesla selling vehicles, but also at the same time, it's not selling out like they could be used to in years before. But here's the brand new incentive. Tesla has introduced a new promotion in the US for the Model Y and the Model 3. It's all Model 3 and Model Y trims except the Model 3 standard range rear wheel drive. And now the new promotion is actually zero down due at signing with a 2.49% finance rate, all the way from 36 months through 72-month loans. So the cool thing with this is that, yes, there is like a 2.99% offer on Model 3 if you go all the way up to 72 months. This seems to be be better than this. They're kind of dropping that down and they're giving you 0%. So if you're someone that keeps loans all the way to 72 months, or at least finances vehicles, Tesla vehicles at 72 months, then this is a fantastic deal for you. And I know a lot of you out there, are people that do actually finance at 72 months, because that's what actually we put a poll on the channel about a while ago, and a overwhelming majority said that they actually finance all the way to 72 months. Actually, over 51% said they finance at 72 months for any vehicle, or I guess maybe even financing a Tesla. So this is good news for most people out there, because now the rate has effectively dropped from 2.99 down to 2.49%. But let's unpack this zero down duet savings, because it's the interesting enough with this is a lot of people actually ask me all the time, like, hey, is this, when you finance a Tesla, can you do zero down? And actually, really, you unfortunately cannot really do a true zero down. The best I've heard is like $1,000 to $2,000. Most of the time it's $4,000, and sometimes it's all the way up to $10,000 to $15,000, depending on your type of credit history, auto loan history, and things like that. And so if you're wondering how to get this incentive to actually show on the payment calculator, because it actually doesn't default right away, what it does default is it defaults a $4,000 payment or $4,000 down payment at 1.99. And the biggest thing with this is don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get an extra $1,000 off a Model 3 or Model Y. All you have to do is click the link open first and then let it attach to your browser. Then head on over to Tesla inventory, find a discounted vehicle, or even place a regular order to lock in that 1.99 or 2.49, and of course that $1,000 discount with using a referral. But here's how it actually works. So all you have to do is take the down payment and turn it into a 0, and then that drops or raises the monthly payment, but it also gives you that 2.49%. You can see that it includes the $7,500. And how they're actually doing this, because if you read some of the fine print, it actually said there's two different versions here, because you could still get the 1.99. So everybody that's worried about that 1.99 disappearing, no worries. It's actually still there. But there's a big caveat if you want that 1.99%. It requires a 20% down payment, and on top of that, that $7,500 federal tax credit. You can see it right here at the number 2 bullet point here. If you want zero down due at signing, you get that 2.49%, and the $7,500 federal tax credit applies at point of sale. So really, this zero down actually only applies to people that qualifies for that $7,500 federal tax credit, because they're kind of using that to try and buy down, or not necessarily buy down, but they're using that as your down payment, so you don't have to put more money down on the vehicle loan. And so the same things apply here. It's on Model 3 and the Model Y, except the Model 3 standard range, and you must take delivery by September 30th. So if you want to lock this in, pick an inventory vehicle or place a regular order. And of course, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get an extra $1,000 off your Tesla Model Y or Model 3. But interesting enough that they've gone this route. Maybe it seems like a lot of people were giving a lot of feedback that they wanted to go this route, but it is interesting to see that. And I wonder if I'm going to be curious, like if a lot of first-time buyers are going to be able to use this, because that's really where we see people that are using or that are buying a Tesla or a vehicle as a first-time buyer with limited credit or decent credit but limited auto loan history, because that's really the key here on getting these low rates, is having good enough credit. But then if you don't have good enough credit, then Tesla has I've commonly see Tesla come back with saying like, hey, we want 20% down or 30% down, which could be $10,000 to $15,000 down. But now that I guess they've worked with the banks to say like, hey, this $7,500 federal tax credit, we're going to give it to you, the bank. And so maybe if you can approve more of these loans, maybe that's what they're doing to try and get some of these more contracts bought at the end of the day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. We're not seeing any changes on the lease end or even, of course, pricing. And it is an interesting move for sure that Tesla is going with this zero down promotional offer. But good news, the good news here is this, like if you're a person, which is most of you, I would say, that is financing vehicles at 72 months, according to our poll, then this is great news for you guys, especially for people buying a Model 3, because now it's gone from 2.99 down to 2.49%. So really cool stuff. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. This is, as we called it, Tesla could be getting antsy, or they're getting creative. They're trying to figure out how can they sell as many vehicles as they can by the end of the quarter. And I fully expect, because inventory is still staying at relatively high levels, I fully expect that Q4 will have the best deals. But at the same time, do you want to keep watching and waiting for the best deals? Especially if you need a vehicle right now, go ahead and just lock it in at 1.99 or 2.99 and move on. But the good news is, if you still want that 0%, or sorry, if you still want that 1.99%, it still exists. So do not worry. You just have to put down 20% down as a minimum to get that 1.99%. They've kind of changed the qualifications. Maybe there was a lot of people that were, with good credit that were doing like zero down and getting the 1.99, and that just maybe wasn't making a lot of sense for Tesla financing, or not even making a lot of sense for the partner banks, because when you go through Tesla financing, it actually isn't Tesla that's financing you. They just act as an intermediary to link you up with like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Santander financing, and all these different banks to actually get you the loan for your Tesla vehicle. But let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. Are you going to be choosing the zero down at 2.49, or are you going to be doing 20% down at 1.99%?